Hello, YouTube. How everyone doing? I hope you are doing good. Now, this story is about. Her name is Jada Johnson. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Um. Now, I think it was a call. They claim it was for a break-in. They say they walked around the police. They walked around. It was no signs of a break-in. Then they saying that the young girl had a gun to her head, or she was starting to kill herself. Now from there, from it going from there, at the end of the day, it ended up with her having 7 shots in her back. Now her people said they shot her twice. I'm guessing when she got to the ground, they said they shot her 5 more times while she was on the ground. We're waiting for this camera footage, and I'm glad that they decided to make these people the police were cameras, so it can show where they messed up, where they was wrong at, and everything. Every time you get on the news, it's something about cops doing this or cops doing that. It seems like it's very few good ones out there. Now, I think it was on a Sunday. It was last week. We was just going to, I think it was Circle K. And as we're leaving Circle K, we hear sirens going off. And we're like, okay. So we're trying to slow down and move out the way, but the cop was still behind us. So we decided I think we pulled in at the Family Dollar. And then he says he couldn't tell that we had tags. I think after that, license registrations we give them to him. Not to mind you, the cop was not on the driver's side. The cop was on my side. So I'm like, don't they supposed to be on the driver's side? Make any sense? So we handled the license registration. I guess he was hoping that he would see some drug charges or having some gun charges or having a warrant and stuff like that. He ain't found nothing like that. It took him 20 something minutes just to find that out, which I know it takes way less than that. Now, I remind you also this. It has been several times we have cops behind us a whole bunch of times. Nighttime, daytime, all. Never harassed us. But this particular day, I guess he just had a bone to pick with a black person, or that he had something stuck up his ass, or he just having a bad day, or maybe he just didn't beat his wife up that day or girlfriend, or maybe they dumped him or something. I don't know. So then he tells us the visor, the little cover that we use for the cover, the license plate, so so we don't get dirty and all that stuff, and just look horrible looking. Now, we had this van for about almost 3 years now. So you tell me in 3 years of having this vehicle, no cop harassed us. But just last Sunday, someone harassed us. So we already know what that is about. Now, I'm hoping that this young 22-year-old young girl baby gets some justice, because every last one of them cops need to be arrested. They need to go to jail. I don't care. It was just 2 there. They said it was 2 there, and then there was several more popped up or whatever. I don't care. They need to go to jail. For someone to be shot in the back, that means their back was turned. That means they was not facing you. So how did they get shot in the back? We already know. They should get charged. If somebody shot a cop in the back, if somebody shot a fucking another person in the back, they would get arrested and go to jail for manslaughter, regardless. So therefore, get some justice and have this baby killers go to fucking jail. If there was not a cop, they would go to jail fast, getting them fucking hurt, no matter what kind of race they are. So let's get that justice for this young girl. You have a great one. I will come back with some more information on this as soon as I find out more information. It just happened Friday. So we'll see where this goes. This happened in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where I'm at. So y'all take it easy. I'll show you a clip of what the police department have to say.
Sure. Assistant Chief James Nolette, Nolette, Fayetteville Police Department.
So talk to us about what's taking place.
Yeah, so earlier this evening, Fayetteville Police Department responded to a residence on Colgate Drive, reference to 4 black males who attempted to break into the residence. Once on scene, the officers made contact with the occupants of the residence, a mother, a daughter, a grandmother, and a grandfather. While on scene, having a discussion, investigating the break-in that occurred, there was no evidence of a break-in that they could determine. While on scene, continued having conversations with the mother who was on scene. There were some inconsistencies with what was going on with her story. They were on scene for about 30 minutes or so, and what appeared to be, she came off having, as if she was in a crisis, tragically in a crisis going on. And then suddenly she produced a firearm. She produced a handgun. She immediately began to threaten to harm herself. Officers within feet of this young lady at the time, while trying to de-escalate it, trying to talk it down, spent about an hour in this situation in close proximity to it, trying to get her to relinquish the handgun, trying to get her to put it down, trying to work with her to get her help. She finally agreed to some assistance offered through K-Fair Valley. We had EMS and the ambulance respond to the residence. Again, she's still armed with a handgun throughout this whole time. At several points during the interaction, the grandmother and her young child are in front of her, around her, with her. They're in harm's way. The officers are in harm's way, but we continually try to de-escalate the situation, relentlessly trying to get her to put this weapon down so she could get the help that she needs. After about an hour of de-escalating, the officers attempted to secure the weapon and gain control of the handgun, at which point the struggle went to the ground, and tragically officers discharged their firearm. The female is deceased at this time. The officers will be placed on administrative leave, and the SBI has been requested to come in to handle the investigation. Again, this is a tragic situation. For almost an hour, the officers pled with this young lady, tried to get this young lady to put this weapon down, tried to get the help that she wanted, worked with the family to try to just truly get her the help that she needed, but it just escalated very quickly.
How many officers were on the scene at the time during that hour time frame?
Throughout the whole incident, there were 2 officers on scene.
Being that they couldn't get her to put the weapon down, did more come onto the scene, or just those 2?
So initially there were more there. They left because they realized what the call was. Throughout the vast majority of the situation, there were only 2. Once it escalated to where we're at now, obviously more officers arrived on scene. But throughout the whole incident, there were 2 officers who were present on scene, and again, tragically, put themselves in harm's way, and unfortunately, the family was in harm's way, and just tried to really get this young lady to just put the weapon down and de-escalate the situation as much as possible. Again, relentlessly trying to just come to a peaceful resolution and get her truly the help that she needed.
And obviously, you guys have the body camera footage, and you've reviewed it, that kind of thing.
We have the body camera footage. It will all be turned over to the SBI, and we reviewed it preliminary just to get an idea of the true facts that occurred there and not just perception, and tried to view it at that point.